Welcome 2021. I'm back at it. This is my first video of the new year. Super excited, super pumped up. I definitely had time to just relax, revamp, and recharge. I got a new tattoo, Unbreakable. I don't know if you can see it. Got it, Unbreakable. It is a symbolic reason why I got Unbreakable. I will give you one meaning why I got it. It's the simple fact that I'm unbreakable. Regardless of whatever is thrown at me or whatever I go up against, I will not break. So I hope a lot of people believe that in themselves. But enough about me and my tattoo. Happy New Year's. Now, as you can tell, I'm super energetic. Or not super energetic, but I'm live, I'm animated. I'm a lot more animated than I normally am when I do my videos, only because this is the beginning of the year and I'm not super tired. I'm not worn out. I'm not overwhelming myself. Definitely took the time to relax and have fun. One major thing that I neglect, and I'm pretty sure y'all can tell in the video, I neglect my weight or my health throughout this whole entire process, only because I was focusing on my business and my practice and my gym and everything else underneath the sun. That's gonna stop. None of that bullshit. I can't promote mental health and physical health if I don't live by the same thing. My mental health is always in good standings. I never let that break. Unbreakable. I never let that unbreak, but I did neglect my physical well-being. On top of that, only because I was so focused on everything else, I just neglect me. But enough about health talk. Again, Happy New Year's. Glad to be here. Let's get this going. Today's topic is basically, I'm just going to revamp or bring back one particular word. And the word that I'm about to bring back is fear. Pretty sure you heard me talk about fear so many different times. I'm pretty sure you heard everybody talk about fear. Fear this, oh my God, failure, yada, 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 list goes on. Who cares? One thing I did not mention, the fear of actually becoming the person that you want to become might scare the shit out you. What if I actually do open up that business? What if I graduate? What if I do get that degree? What if I do become, or what if I become successful? What that will look like? Can I actually hold it? Do I have to be what people want me to be? How long can I sustain that? Oh my God. Questions, more questions. Honestly, just be happy. Now, fear, well, I can't tell you not to live in fear because that would be very easy. I just say, don't live in fear. And it's gone. It doesn't work like that. But the fear of being successful on any platform, becoming the person that you want to be, becoming the entrepreneur that you set out to be, becoming the mom, the father, whatever that you set out to be, becoming that person might scare the shit out of you, only because you might learn something about yourself that you're not you're not ready to face. Everything that we do comes with a process. You know, yesterday I was talking about the metamorphosis of the stages of a basic caterpillar. We go from caterpillar, then we go to the crustacean or the basic cocoon, and then we come to the butterfly stage, the actual transformation. Everything in life goes through transformation. We was infants or babies, infants, and then we was basically adolescents, and then we was teenagers, then we become adults, and then basically we die. You know, we born, we live, we die. Everything, you know. List goes on, you know. I plant a seed in the ground, it's a seed, and then it goes into a tree. Yada, yada, yada. Like I said, list goes on. I don't think a lot of people realize that, like, things go in like seasons and changes, and we have to address every stage that we go through. You know, there is a beginning stage, and then there will be a plateau, and then there will be growth. Everything happens. Everything must happen in due time. We cannot rush the process. I don't know if you heard me. You cannot rush the process. It's impossible. And the reason why I say it's impossible, because you would totally miss out on so much of things in that process. By trying to go from 0 to 100, well, a lot of people try to do that. And I'm not saying that you fail, but you miss out so much of things in the beginning, in the middle. Listen, fear, I get it. Like, I broke down fear last year. Wow, last year. Anyways, fear, false evidence appearing real. Whatever you imagine that could happen, may happen, will happen, well, you kind of got your answer. You can create it in your head and it will appear. And that's negative and positive. If you believe you will be successful, I know this might sound cliche and sound like, oh, you will be successful. If you believe that you are a failure, well, you will become a failure. It's not to sound so cocky and arrogant, but it's that simple. There's no science behind, there's no mystery, there's no magic trick, there's no illusion of how it works. Everything happens in due time. If you believe that, well, time will come to you and time will work in your favor than against you. I will use myself for a prime example. Everything that you're seeing now, the iceberg analogy is the tip of the iceberg, is you see all the stuff that I'm doing now because all the stuff that you did not see in the past that allowed me to get to this point here. And let me tell you, my road wasn't sunshines and rainbows, wasn't easy. Well, it was a lot of step back, and you might not believe it, but there was a lot of self-doubt. Self-doubt on my end, meaning that, can I actually do? And again, just kind of go back to the fear of, being successful. Can I do it? Can I produce what I say I can do or what I see I can? Can I learn how to do everything that I'm doing now, from video to audio to lighting to the setup? Just getting the setup. Can I do it? Can I make it happen? Or would I fail in the process? Me personally, I might look at a project and I would never let it overwhelm me. But when I look at a project, I break down the project in components to allow me to take off or to just address one component at a time so I can build it. Just like when you're building a house, you don't build a house all in one. You lay down the foundation. That's everything in life. You must learn how to take things in stages and also tackle it in steps. Don't bite off too much that you can't handle. Try not to go from 0 to 100 and so fast. And remember, everything don't have to happen right then and there. It's okay to take time to build up to it. I'm gonna be honest, like everything that I'm doing now took almost about 20 something years for me to actually do this from start to finish. I'm talking about out of high school, out of college, traveling from Florida to the West Coast, to the Midwest, coming back up to Connecticut, to having my child, to going back to school, to learning, to getting more degrees, to getting more certification, yada, yada, yada. List goes on. Like, my journey was not easy, and I'm not trying to play the fiddle, but I'm just saying, like, everything that you're seeing now is not like I woke up one day like, hey, this is what I want to do. No, like, this was planned. And I mean planned down to the wire, to the T. I know exactly what I wanted to do. And I know exactly when I wanted to obtain it. I do everything in 5 years increments. And in that five year increments, every year I need to progress up higher. I only write down exactly what I want to move the needle forward with and not go from, again, 0 to 100, but something that's obtainable that I know that I can reach, that won't set me back. And for me, that works because that allows me to keep moving forward without tripping or falling backwards. And God forbid, if I do fall backwards, that's fine. I will just use that adjustment period to adjust my sight to keep moving forward. Well, that works for me. I know that might not work for everybody else, but if that helps you with whatever you want to do for this year, please, by all means, try that. with that said, 2021, listen, in the beginning of 2020, everybody talked about the 2020 vision, hindsight. Yes, this is my year. This is the year for me to break out, for me to do this, to do that, and stuff like that. Honestly, I get it. 2020 knocked you dead in your mouth, and it kind of set you back, and it probably put you in a worse state than where you were before, or financially, physically, sexually, whatever case may be. I get it. It came out of nowhere. But 2020 did exactly what we said that it was going to do. It was a 2020 vision. It did show you something, whether you wanted to see it or not. Now it was up to you what you're going to do with that. I don't know about you, but for me, 2021 is basically everything that I saw in 2020. Well, I want to take the good, leave the bad, apply everything that I learned in 2020 and apply it to 2021. Nothing more, nothing less. I like learning. I like education. I'm not going to go into it about the school system because at this point, that was 2020. This is 2021. I'm pretty sure y'all all know how I feel about that. But like I said, for 2020, what I saw literally was a lot of information. And it was good. And there was some bad. But for the most part, for me, it was a lot of good. Like, it definitely shaped my view of myself. Not in a negative way, but it definitely helped me to understand that regardless where we're going, what we're doing, and who we're around, we still gotta keep working on ourselves and don't lose sight on yourself. For a minute, I did. I lost sight of myself. I was so focused on one particular avenue, I literally forgot about why I started this and why I wanted to do this. And I wanted to have fun. I wanted to give back. I wanted to motivate, educate, illuminate. I just wanted to have fun. And it came to a point that, not saying that it was work, but it took too much effort for me to figure out how to create something. And that's not me. I love to create. I can create anything out of anything. But I was finding that it was getting difficult for me to start creating. And once that happens, I knew something was off. Now, if there's any Libras out there, you kind of know what I'm talking about. We like constant balance. If one thing out of sorts, we get kind of jumbled up. We need balance across the table, rather than our personal life, spiritual life, financial. This goes on. Everything needs to be in a constant balance for us to be grounded. And for me, I was off. The needle was on one side. And I needed to get back to me. I needed to get back to the center. I needed to get back to what made me me. And that's everything. And when I mean everything, I mean fitness, technology, exploring. Obviously, I can't really travel yet because of everything still going on, but I can still travel in my mind. But no, I did. I lost sight of me, and I needed to get back to that. And the time away, and when I say time away, for my fitness studio, I was closed down for 2 weeks, and I do that every year just to get back into me, like to recharge me. But in that downtime, I still was trying to build up my practice and stuff like that. And one thing that I learned, that what made me the man that I am today is because of how I see the world. I can't be nobody else. I don't want to be nobody else. I don't want to pretend or act or talk or walk like somebody else, because not for nothing, everybody else is taken. I like me. I like how I am. I like how I view the world. Long as it doesn't like harm you, or long as that I'm not purposely trying to like hurt you, I'm going to live my life the best way that I know how to live. And that's be happy. Like I said before, everybody else is taken. I don't know how to be like everybody else. I know how to be me. And me being me is basically doing this. I love what I do. I love the fact that I can create anything out of anything. But I also know that I got to keep myself grounded, and I got to keep myself centered. And that means I have to apply myself to every avenue that keeps me grounded. Last year, my faith was tested in so many different ways. My patience, I'm not going to talk about my patience, but shit, my patience was really tested. But I learned so much, and I didn't lose sight. Regardless of what was thrown at me, I didn't lose sight. And I want to say, for everybody that's listening, 2021 is here. I know 2020 was probably a horrible year for you, and I'm truly, truly sorry that if 2020 came through your life and like shook it up. Sometimes that we need to shake things up, whether it's good or bad. However you take it, well, that's up to you. I'm not saying that, whatever bad happened to you, that you should just be okay with that. No. Again, my heart truly goes out to everybody that passed, everybody that's sick, everybody that's going through any type of financial struggle and stuff like that. But minus the health and death part, your health, and I'm not talking about COVID, but I'm just talking about health overall. Your health is in your hand. You can do something about that. You can get up, you can go for a walk, you can do something at home. I know you probably don't want to, but that's your choice to not to do anything. If you gain weight, that's your choice. You can't blame anybody. You can't point the finger at your job or your kids or your partner. It's you being lazy. I know it's not ideal of doing something at home, but shit, do something. I mean, the gym's open. I have a fitness studio. Reach out to me. I know probably your relationship with your partner is kind of fucked up. Again, that's on y'all. Y'all need the time y'all need to sit down and take the time to reflect and get back to one another. And if you find out that y'all need to split up, honestly, that's for y'all to decide. But make a decision. Nobody should point the finger at somebody else for their problems. I'm not talking about dying. By all means, you have no control over dying, but you definitely got control over living. So instead of all that complaining and all that bitching that a lot of people do, and if you know me very well, you know how much I hate complaining. Stop. Don't start the year off doing the same shit that you was doing last year. At least try to do something different. This is 2021. A lot of people was not promised 2021. Shit. I mean, to be honest, we're not promised tomorrow, but let's say that you are promised tomorrow and you get the chance tomorrow. Do something about it. We here. Please make 2021 a good year for you. Do something different. Step outside your comfort zone. Don't live in fear. And it's time to be successful.